4:30 a.m. No alarm, no warning, just a voice in the darkness. Get up, now! Before my brain could process what was happening, I was already moving. Outside, cold air, pitch black sky, silence thick enough to feel. No phone, no music, no motivation speech, just reality. For the next 24 hours, I would attempt to survive Navy SEAL-style training. No comfort, no excuses, no quitting. At least, that was the plan. But what I didn't know was this. The hardest part wouldn't be physical. It would be psychological. And by hour 17, I would almost walk away. The first instruction came immediately. When your mind tells you to quit, you're only at 40%. No explanation, just movement. Push-ups. No counting out loud, no encouragement, no breaks, just constant tension. After 2 minutes, my arms were shaking. On after 5, my shoulders felt like they were tearing apart. But we didn't stop. We flowed straight into sprints. No rest. The pace wasn't intense because it was fast. It was intense because it never stopped. Every time my brain whispered, "Okay, short break now," there wasn't one. And that's when it hit me. This wasn't about building muscle. This was about overriding instinct. Because instinct says, slow down, protect energy, avoid discomfort. Training says, ignore it. Within 20 minutes, something terrifying became clear. This wasn't fitness training. This was mental warfare, and it had just started. By hour 3, we were running, not casually, not comfortably, a steady, punishing pace. My legs felt heavier with every step. My breathing became uneven. My chest tightened. And that's when the bargaining began. Just slow down a little. Ease up. You can't keep this up for 24 hours. The voice wasn't dramatic. It was logical, reasonable, convincing. And that's what makes it dangerous. Because quitting rarely sounds weak. It sounds smart. It sounds safe. Then came sandbag carries. At first, the weight didn't seem impossible, but distance changes everything. Repetition changes everything. Fatigue changes everything. That sandbag stopped feeling like weight. It felt like doubt, like every insecurity you've ever carried. And it doesn't get lighter, you just get more tired. Then came burpees. Timed. There's something psychological about a countdown clock. Pain feels louder when time is involved. Every second stretches. Your lungs burn more. Your muscles scream louder. You start calculating survival instead of performance. How much longer? How many reps left? How much worse can this get? By hour 6, my body wasn't failing. My thoughts were. And that's when I understood something critical. The mind quits in layers. First, it suggests. Then, it negotiates. Then, it commands. And if you listen, it wins. Then came the cold. No hype, no shouting. Just water. The shock hits instantly. Your nervous system explodes. Your lungs gasp uncontrollably. Every cell screams, "Get out!" Cold exposure doesn't hurt the way muscles hurt. It invades. It hijacks. It triggers pure survival instinct. The instruction was simple. Control your breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Slow it down. And something strange happens when you stop fighting the discomfort. It stops owning you. The cold didn't get warmer, but my panic got quieter. And that's when I understood something powerful. Your Navy SEAL training doesn't build warriors. It builds calm inside chaos. Because in real pressure, panic kills. Calm survives. After the cold came extended planks. No music, no talking, no motivation, just stillness. And that's when the real battle began. Because when your body stops moving, your mind gets louder. The voice wasn't kind. You're not built for this. This is pointless. You don't belong here. And the scariest part? It sounded like me. No drill instructor needed. We sabotage ourselves better than anyone else can. For the first time that day, I almost listened. By hour 12, the fatigue changed. It wasn't sharp anymore. It was heavy, deep, like moving through water. We were back into circuits, sprints, carries, crawls, repeats. No dramatic music, no cinematic moment, just grinding. This is what most people don't see. Now, there's no glory in the middle, no applause, no breakthrough montage, just repetition. And repetition is where most people break. Because motivation doesn't survive repetition, discipline does. And mine was thinning, dark again. 17 hours in, my body was depleted, muscles cramping, energy drained. We were deep into another endurance circuit when it hit. Not pain, not injury, doubt, quiet, convincing. You've done enough. No one would blame you. You proved your point. And I slowed down. Just slightly. But that slight slowdown felt like surrender. And I realized something that changed everything. The enemy isn't the workout. The enemy is negotiation. The moment you start negotiating with discomfort, you lose. Because discomfort always wins the negotiation. It always offers the easier deal. And I stood there, exhausted, when I was staring at the ground, with a choice: quit quietly or continue painfully. Something shifted. Not physically, mentally. Earlier, I was trying to survive the workout. Now, I was fighting my own limits. The pain didn't disappear, but the fear of it did. And fear is what makes pain unbearable. Once the fear leaves, pain becomes information. It becomes background noise. And I stopped asking, how much longer? I started asking, how far can I go? The final challenge wasn't dramatic. No fireworks. No grand announcement. Just one instruction. Keep going. No time limit. No finish line. Just endurance. Every muscle burned. Every breath felt heavier. But something had changed. Earlier, I was fighting the workout. Now, I was mastering my reaction to it. That's the difference. Elite performance isn't about superhuman strength. It's about emotional control under pressure, about refusing to surrender when your brain begs you to. And most people never discover how much they truly have left, because they stop at 40%. 24 hours later, I wasn't stronger physically. I wasn't faster. But I had proven something to myself. Your body will quit long before your mind has to, and your mind will quit long before your potential does. The limits we think we have are usually negotiated, not real. So the question isn't, can you survive 24 hours of Navy SEAL training? The real question is, what happens in your life when you stop quitting at 40%? When you stop negotiating with discomfort? When you choose pain over regret? Because discipline isn't built in comfort. It's built in moments like hour 17. And maybe you're stronger than you think. You just haven't stayed long enough to find out.